que hoy.
Sí, sí.
Hey guys, sorry we're a little late here. Let's put this back here so both of us are on here. Come on in over here, Rico.
¿Cómo está review? ¿Cómo está review?
We gotta hustle here,
That's
right?
Mateo. Mateo, come say hi. Mateo, come say hi. Say hi to Eric.
Oh, he invaded my video. I gotta say hi in his, right?
Yes.
How is everybody?
That's right. When we did the video of Mateo selling his restaurant in Sosua, Rico was in it.
He was. He barely fit the ego in my restaurant, but he was there. He's always welcome.
Yes.
Don't tell them that.
Enjoy, everybody.
Two big bald-headed
How you
egos.
guys been good?
Thank you, sweetheart. Enjoy. Hey guys, so here we are. And,
Salud.
Salud. Cheers.
Y'all might want to grab one for this one, because you might learn something and you might feel like you're on a ride. Well, at least that's the goal.
Right. There we go. Guys, my hair is all wet today. It's raining out. It's a rainy day today. And we're chilling here. So the topic today, do you remember what the topic is?
What men want.
What men want. What women give. So, Rico got serious for a moment. Oh yeah, let's fix this up a little bit. Are we good? So guys, I thought we would make this topic because, just all around the world, women and men all want something different. What women are willing to offer men it's not always the same. I think, as a woman, what men want is peace. Just short out and out peace. What do you think about that?
Peace is very important, but a lot of times before peace, I think happiness is needed. Obviously there's a connection.
There's a connection.
And
That's peace, you have all that.
I'm going to put out my disclaimer.
Right?
I don't claim to be an expert on anything.
Right?
So what you hear from me is based on personal experience
Yes.
and observations and just thousands, if not millions of conversations with other men over the years. And of course there's always a flip side to every coin, but I'm not here to talk about the flip side of the coin,
Right.
which is the woman side of things.
Again.
That's what Cerise is here for, looking bouncy and bubbly and happy as always.
Thank you. All right, trying to get this camera right, guys. Let's get this camera. Now, I just want to start off with just a little story time, okay? Because, story time, how that goes. The reason why I want to start off with the story time is because it's the reason behind, I think, men want peace. So, there's a woman, okay? She's a North American woman. She has a boyfriend here, a Dominican man. I met up with him. He makes beds for a living, like wooden beds for a living. Really good at it. I started to get him a lot of business. Fast forward, she came here. She started to look at the text between us. Now, he doesn't speak a lot of English, so we did a lot of calling back and forth so Joelle could speak to him and in Spanish and be able to help the guy with business. She saw all the calls between us and his cell phone and thought there was something else going on. He said to her, no, this is Cerise. She has a YouTube channel. She's helping me with business, and let's all connect and go out for dinner and everything. So she met me. After she met me, she became even more insecure. She's a little bit older, and he's younger than me. She's older than me. But he loves her. He really loves her, and they have a good connection. One day, I get a message from him, from his cell phone, and it says, "Hi Cerise, we won't be using your services any longer. My girlfriend's helping me to do all the promotion." It didn't sound like him. So I called, and it hung up. I called him back the next day, just to give him some time to think about it. And I said, "Are you sure you really want that? You don't want business? With me, I'm getting you a lot of business. I wasn't even getting commission out of it at all. I was really helping a Dominican man grow." And he said, "What are you talking about?" He was all confused. She messaged me from his phone, cutting off his income. This is a North American woman that is making her own money. She was just down here to visit, and she was trying to cut him off. When him and I discussed it, we had to get him a whole different cell phone. We had to get him a whole different chip from Altice, and it was crazy. All he wanted was peace. All he wanted was a little money in his pocket. He wanted to buy her a ring. And she just kept arguing and fighting about our connection. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to even talk today, is because I think as women we have to be mindful of jealousy. We have to be mindful of giving our men what they want. So as a man, what do you think about that story?
Well, I could see right away the insecurities just really stressing him out. You know, insecurities, jealousy, you know, those sort of negative emotions, you know, and her jealousy and insecurities kind of were more important to her than him being able to earn a living.
Yes.
You know, because she's, you know, I don't know if that's that women's intuition thing or whatever, but she was either way that was getting in her way.
Right.
You know, and you know, one thing I'll say is a lot of people don't think about this that are back in the States or Canada or even Dominicans that have been Americanized. One thing they don't realize is most men that come to the Dominican Republic, especially those that move here, you know, we've all went the traditional route. You know, we've all been married, have children or raised children, you know, may have been through a divorce or two. You know, we've put in our years of working hard, paying mortgages, putting kids through college or private school, or just, you know, trying to be that stand-up guy according to society's expectations. And then, you know, at some point, you know, like I'm not bitter. I love all my exes, and half of them might love me back still. But you know, I got better, not bitter. So
Right. I like that. Say that again.
better, not bitter.
That's right.
So, anyways, coming here for a lot of guys, it's them sort of, you know, putting their stake in the sand, putting their foot down, pounding their chest, and just sort of pursuit of their own happiness on their terms. You know, I mean, we're not breaking any laws. We're not, you know, we're not harming any women or any children, or, like I say, committing any crimes against humanity. You know, we're just energetically seeking our peace and happiness rather than what someone else would want for us.
Right. So, like, in regards to the woman going in his cell phone and messaging me and telling me that he doesn't need service any longer and all that stuff, if a woman went into your phone, okay, let's break it down like this, guys. You have a woman. She's jealous. She's constantly in your phone, all up in your wallet, looking for proof that you're cheating. Do you sit this woman down and talk to her? Like, what is it that you want from her?
I would tell her one time, well, depending on the relationship. If I was with her a while and otherwise I thought things were good and she brought a lot to the table, I would sit her down and say, this is your one and only warning. Stay out of my stuff. I trust and don't want to know what's in your phone.
Right.
Respect me in the same way, because you're not going to be happy, and I'm definitely not going to be happy if we have trust issues. So we could either nip this in the bud, and this is a one and only warning, or we could just hug and kiss and say thank you very much for your time. God bless you. I'll pray for you and the family, and separate.
Right.
And that's what I say when I'm cutting somebody off. By the way, I will pray for you and the family.
Pray for you and the family. And just like his tattoo says, familia. Okay, so let's say this. Since you've been here, how long have you been here for? Oh, by the way, guys, let's plug Rico's channel right now. Toro Perspective. He talks about a lot of interesting topics here.
Rico Toro, DRPR. Rico
In the
Toro,
house.
DRPR. Not right now, but if you got a little free time on your hands, grab that remote control later today and switch over to Rico Toro, DRPR, and just check me out. Like I say, you might agree with me, you might disagree with me, but if you watch and listen long enough, you'll probably learn something.
That's right. Oh, I agree. I've learned a lot here, like how Rico and I met. We met like on the street, right?
No, I actually was watching you when I was about when I was about to come down for my first working long trip, which was actually last July.
Right.
And I was coming down for a month. It ended up being 6 weeks. That's the life at the loci. So I reached out to Cerise and said, you know what, I like your channel. I like your energy. You seem like a really interesting person. You know, so I'd like to just catch up, chop it up. And so, you know, she agreed to meet me, you know, and we met for drinks at Nelson. You know, I went there for coffee once, but that's the only other time I've been there.
Right. Oh, okay. And I don't even know that anymore.
So I make the connection to you every time when I go there.
Right. Okay.
When I go by there.
And since then we became good friends on WhatsApp, and you know, shoot the breeze every now and again. And then I found Rico very interesting, and I said, why don't you have your own YouTube channel? And he's like, well, like I do, kind of. I'm like, oh, well, send me a link of it. He sent me a link. And ladies and gentlemen, this man has been doing videos for like, what was it, 8 years ago, 7 years ago,
No.
on the back of a moto.
I did one like 8 years ago.
On the back of a moto.
And
everything us vloggers do, and everything.
but never intended to really be a YouTuber. Like I said, I did one 8 years ago because I worked with a lot of aspiring artists and musicians, so I had some people do some editing. I did my little freestyle thing. And then, like I said, I didn't do anything since then because it really wasn't my intention. You know, but Cerise thought I might know a few things, have like 2 or 3 people that find something I have to say interesting once in a while.
Right.
And so sort of encouraged me. And I was sort of hesitant because I do have a 9 to 5 that I'm a little bit protective of, you know, certain content or information being discovered, which, you know what, I'm getting more comfortable about that and just picking and choosing my spots and weaving in different information here and there. You know, that's why I say sometimes you might have to listen for the nugget, you know.
Right.
You know.
A magical gem.
Yeah, but so that's what it is, you know.
Okay. Hold on one second, guys. I have a receipt that I have to give. Can I get you to... No, come on. Read over. That's okay. You can sit down here if you like, but I'll leave my purse and read over that.
Salud to you guys. Hope you're having a great day. If you haven't already,
yes,
hit that subscribe, please. Get some of those. Get some of those for Cerise.
Thank you.
You know.
And
You know, God bless her. She's working on like 6,000. I'm working on 600. You know, but
600 what? Subscribers?
yeah, but
Oh, guys,
you know,
make sure you
with no
subscribe.
social media promotion whatsoever. So,
You know what? It's
anyways,
fabulous. And
thank you guys for being like loyal subscribers of Cerise. You know, and you know all the others out there, you know, doing their thing, promoting good content, keeping it positive. Thank you. Salute to you.
Yes, and yes, salute to you guys. That's right. You guys do a lot of research with us bloggers. You guys want to move down here, and a lot of us have information for you. Rico has different information. Obviously, he's a man, but every time we do talk, we usually talk about relationships because I always have a lot of questions for him. I'm a very curious person, and Rico is very open and forward, which is one of the reasons why I said, you know, grow your channel. Once I saw his video and I saw that he's one of the original people here, been coming for years on the back of a moto and videoing back then, that many years ago, that's an original. So now to see that he is picking it all up, again, growing his channel, he has a lot of information for you gentlemen coming down here who are interested not just in relationships, but are interested in getting around town. He lives in Sosua, right? Right downtown Albate, Sosua. And what brought you here in the first place 7 years ago?
A guy in my gym kept telling me about Dominican Republic, and I was going through divorce at the time. So yeah, I'm like the poster child for, I guess, what is a good candidate. A guy going through some issues or whatever, or some changes. So anyways, yeah, for you guys, 12 years ago, actually, 2008, guy from my gym had been like once a year for 3 or 4 years straight, while he maintained a serious girlfriend and relationship in the States. And, he talked me into coming. I was tired of just kind of working and fighting to pay a big mortgage by myself after divorce, and just a lot of the routine and stresses. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna treat myself. I'm gonna treat myself at least for a couple of days and let the chips fall where they may.
A couple of days.
So yeah, my first trip was 4 days. A well-known establishment near Puerto, Plata. We'll leave it at that. Next thing I know, a couple of months later, booked a flight. Had a great time. The chips fell where they may, and there were some that fell. And then
what do you mean by that?
I was one of those guys somewhat losing my mind early on.
I feel I'm losing my mind.
Latin affection is a real thing. You guys know what I'm talking about. Tú sabes también. Tú So I pretty much was coming for many years, 2 to 3 times a year. A bad year was like less than two times. That was sort of what I call an unsuccessful year. I had began working remotely like 4 or 5 years ago, mostly remotely. And 2 or 3 of those years, each of those years, I was always wondering, how can I live here? What kind of angles, what kind of do I have to do to live here?
Right, and a lot of people ask that.
And then as my lease was expiring, like I say, each consecutive year, I didn't really plan. I was like, well, okay, I'll renew for another year, just vacation. It felt like the safe way to do, being attached to a U.S.-based job. But then, last year, early in 2019, timing is everything. Because you know where we are right now in 2020 with everything going on. So it's just pure luck with the timing. Early in 2019, I was like, you know what? We're doing something different. By the time this lease comes upon it, whether it be Puerto Rico, my first love, by the way,
I have a question about that in a minute.
Dominican Republic, we're gonna do something. So when I was here, my first long trip in July, my really long trip, 6 weeks, longest trip ever for that. I said, you know what? This is the decision maker. It really wasn't, because a few days in, I'm like, if I didn't have this apartment to pack up in the U.S., if I could afford a good assistant there, like I could afford here, I would just send some money, say, pack up my stuff, sell it off, do whatever, manage these affairs, because I'm not coming back right now.
Right, so it wasn't a decision maker, you already were decided.
Right, so when I got back, pretty much, I was just like in turbo boost. Like, all right, we got to sell everything, give everything away, or throw everything away that we can't fit in these 2 suitcases and bounce.
And that was just your last trip, right?
And I decided that in last July.
Okay.
And so, I'll tell you guys that are on the fence. As I'm closing that door for the last time in my U.S. apartment, I'm terrified. I'm nervous, but I'm excited I don't want to curse. I'm very excited. I'm like way up here. So all these different emotions of what if the bottom falls out of my corporate gig, or what if, well, the bottom line is, if I would have stayed, I didn't want to be 5 years later kicking myself in the butt saying, what if I would have did this, coulda, shoulda, and all that. So So we'll let Cerise move back into the topic.
Right, but you know what? I mean, we don't need to really stick on that whole topic, what men want, what women get. We'll get back into all that because I have a lot of questions for him. He's had a lot of experience here. But I don't know how deep we can get into all that because we have some guests here today with Rico. You know what I mean? ¿Tú hablas inglés? No? Okay. ¿Tú hablas inglés?
Ellos no mucho entienden inglés.
No. Okay, well, let's read some of these comments. And guess what, guys? I brought my specs with me today. They're a little bit messy here. All right, let's read some of these comments for Rico. You guys?
He's way more handsome than your last guest. Is that a comment?
All right. Hello, everyone. Okay. Hello, folks. Stay hungry. Said hello, folks. Facts. Nice. Rico Toro. Wallace Fuller.
Shout out to you, Wallace.
Tu sabes Wallace? Oh, no. No? All right, let's look. I'm stealing that. Better, not bitter. Aw, stay hungry 100. I like that too. Stay hungry 100. Then we have Stargazer in the house. Tu sabes Stargazer? Stargazer? No? Okay. Hi to both of you from France. Hey, France. First time I see Rico, and it's the type of guy I'd like to have for a friend. There we go. Rico is a good friend. He's cool. Not judgmental, pretty cool. And then Mr. G says, what's up, Rico? What up?
What up, brother?
Yeah. Gang Nation. What's up, guys? Just dipping in and out to say hi. Shout out to you guys. Hello, Gangs Nation. All right.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, let's see. There's one more message coming in right here. Greetings from Washington. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. All right, so when I met Rico and he told me that you were actually telling me at that point that that was your 6-week trip, right? When I met you?
Yeah.
It was a 6-week trip and he was pumped. He already at that point was talking to me about coming here full time. He already knew everything. He just wanted to really meet up and just chat and get to know each other kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which
Expanding
was
my
wonderful.
expat network, basically.
Right. Gracias, Eva. Right, expanding your network. Okay, so now, I mean, he's everywhere. I see people. If you really want to bump into Rico, there's the gym, the Familia gym, down by Flip Flop. He's always on Pedro Pasante. But now I just want to talk about relationships. Because a lot of you guys come here for relationships, and a lot of you guys get caught up in relationships. You come here for something you want. But you need to know what the women are going to give you. The different types of women, and we're going to break that down. And this is not talking about only women that are working girls. We're not even going to go there with that today. We went there with that in my last video. But today we're just going to talk about some real relationships, what you should look for, some signs you should watch out for. So, what do men want? I think these, like I said, but when men come here, they're looking for many different things. What are some of the things that men look for when they come?
Well, this all rolls into peace and happiness, of course. Or love and happiness, Al Green, old school.
Al Green shouts out. Oh, Al Green.
Yeah. So, but I mean, a lot of guys, first it's like their first trip, they don't really know what to expect, and probably 99.99% of guys will say, regardless of the videos, regardless of the pictures, you never really quite get it until you come. You don't know until you go. And so they start off just wanting a vacation and kind of open-minded, trying a new place, you know, and then you know, they see beautiful people here, beautiful women, and
men.
You know, and then they want to dabble in that a little bit of debauchery, and you know, I can't blame them because, like I say, many of these guys have been stand-up guys for many years before, and then maybe they haven't treated themselves for a while. Some, you know, their dabbling is sort of for sport almost.
What do you mean by that?
They're trying to experience, it is a nice way. They're trying to experience as many women as possible in a short time.
Okay.
You know, they they may just know, like, you know what, okay, I'm here 3-4 days, I got to get it in.
Okay.
You know, we kind of call those guys that do that routinely, we kind of call them weekend warriors. You know,
Okay.
not there's nothing wrong with that. I've, you know, had my share of weekend warrior fun as well. You know, and then some guys want to try to, you know, if they form a little bit of a connection. I mean, you know what the reality is? The reality is there's always, almost, not always, but most of the time for most guys, if you're in this area, you're in most of the North Coast, there's almost always a financial factor. However, we're all human. We're human, we're men. There's men, they're all men and women here as well. So there are feelings, there are real raw emotions at times. And some guys, you know, some guys relish in the attention, that Latin affection thing again.
Latin affection is
Some guys want the attention. You know, some guys want to try to form a little bit of a connection because, like I say, we are human. You know, you just have to sort of. There are certain things, and we're not going to get all into them. There's just certain things you have to keep your guards up about and try to be responsible, and you know, and all that. But I'm not going to. I don't want to make this lecturely. Is that a word? Well, it is today. It is today.
That's right. We'll make it.
It is today. So some guys, like I say, you know, they might want to meet a friend or two and have a little connection, and you know, it's not so much sport for them, but it's just enjoying time with you know, some good company here and there, and you know, that's fine too. We just, like I said, we just all have to understand that there are certain risks and certain consequences of how we move, whether it's fast or slow.
Yeah.
And you know, just like we move, we don't all move the same. They don't all move the same either. Some of them like to just, you know, have one guy that they become friendly with and want to hang out with him a little bit and then go home, buy some groceries and cook dinner, while others, you know, may be up for a weekend and want to be all they can be and you know, and go home and, you know, be comfortable for a little longer or whatever.
Right.
You know, so
That's true.
so that's just a little basic. Like I say, happiness. You know, some guys want companionship. Some guys are starving for attention. You know, some guys like the guy back in the States that, you know, him and his wife, they're in a supermarket and they got a cart full of boxed dinners, frozen food, and they're fighting because he picked up the wrong brand of toothpaste. You know, he's feeling emasculated or whatever, and she's upset. She's not so upset about the tooth.
There we go. We did it. Okay.
Right.
We had to reconnect, guys. Let's see these questions. Oh no, the video's not loading. Okay, guys, it's gonna load now. Hey, I'm late. I think this sounds interesting. I have a vacation property in Puerto, and my boyfriend lives across the street. Awesome. Spinning. Connection gone. Oh, Rico, what's up? Okay, guys, tell us how this connection is doing. I'm pretty sure we're good now. It says 20 people watching.
Hello.
Hello. You guys say something so we know everything's cool. Okay, yeah, the numbers are going up now. So we're good.
Okay.
All right, so we were saying.
I think I was on some kind of tangent, but I'll summarize. So basically, I was just saying some guys like attention, you know, like picture a couple in North America arguing in a supermarket, you know, and there's a box full of frozen dinners, and the guy chooses the wrong toothpaste, his old lady screaming at him, and usually it's not about picking up the wrong toothpaste, but it's something else, like he forgot to mow the lawn, and the box dinners in that argument in the grocery store tell me two things. He's not getting a home cooked meal, but he's also probably not getting any action from his old lady later. Whereas kind of the Latin affection, we argue, and there's usually almost always makeup sex. That's the big. That's the biggest difference.
Right.
So
So
yeah, attention and affection,
right.
Latin affection, is what a lot of guys want. Is one thing.
And that Latin affection is very interesting. We're going to be speaking about that on Wednesday with Gendry Acosta. Have you ever watched this channel before?
I may have.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about the Latin affection, but I really thought this would be interesting today, hearing from Rico, a foreigner who's moved here, has different relationships, and can we talk about?
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm.
Yeah, no, she doesn't speak English. Right?
No, I'm pretty open about kind of how I move because it's not always the same.
Okay.
You know, I've like a lot of guys, I've dabbled in just the straight sport. You know, just straight pay for play. It is what it is. I dabble in that arena at times, but but that's not my. For the past couple years, that's kind of not my norm. You know, I have a few that I'm fairly close with, and I'm not gonna take care of none of them 100%. I'm not gonna take care of anybody 100%. So they have to do what they have to do. But I know that my experience with them is much different than average, because like I say, we've gotten to certain comfort levels, and you know we've built some things over time. You know, nobody gets a key to the safe. Nobody gets a copy of my passport. Nobody gets, you know, anything with my full and complete name on it. The one person that knows most of my full name is sitting to my right. And ella no entiende inglés. So,
But you just said that in Spanish, so now she understands everything.
that's okay.
She doesn't understand English.
See, that's okay though.
That's why I just want to get right into all three.
I can say that. I can say that because I'm blatant. You know, I'm honest.
Until she turns around and gives you that look that she just gave you a second ago.
Yeah, but
She's making it so obvious. Oh, so sorry.
She
so obvious.
hey.
And she's not letting him go.
that takes me to another thing. Many that don't speak English, they ear hustle. They pick up some key words every now and then, but just like they speak too fast for us, we speak too fast for them.
Okay, I like that. What was that again? Ear what?
Ear hustle.
Ear hustle.
Like eavesdropping, you know.
Yeah, I like that.
For key
I like
words
that.
or whatever.
I ear hustle all the time here. I go when I don't understand something in Spanish, I'll pay attention to every second word, every third word. I hustle it.
Yeah, but it's, you know, but in general, but also a thing that I love and respect, you know, is often I look for women with day jobs. You know, that like I say, they may from time to time they may need a little help. You know, they're working 10 hours a day. I don't really like that 6-day work week because it kind of makes it difficult for me to plan things. But in the 7th day is laundry and cooking and other responsibilities. But to me, there's nothing more sexy sometimes than someone that is smiling. They're diligently doing a difficult job, but they're smiling. You know, they're smiling, good customer service, and just happy in general. To me, that's the type I want because, you know, even if she spends a little time with me and wants something from me, I know that she's not going to do that with just anybody. You know, because it might have taken me like 3 or 4 like lunches or time stopping at the bar she worked at or something and just planting that seed. You know, there's somebody for like 3 years that I've like been occasionally working on, you know, when I see her that has a job. I even told her I would go to church on Sunday with her one week. You know, you know,
nice.
just because that's how I choose to move.
Okay. Is this girl that you're with today a working girl?
You know, not right now.
Okay, so she was.
Uh,
Okay, we don't need to show any photos or videos of her right now. You guys know I like to keep it confidential, but we just want to know. So she was a working girl when you met her.
yeah. She has history,
Okay.
you know, and as well as I do. We're not, you know.
All right, yeah, but let's back it up a little bit more. I want to back it up.
And I'm not.
For 1 minute, I just want to back up to where you said a girl works. Now, I have heard the opposite. I've heard from many men that when they come here, whether they're living or whether they're visiting long term, like for a month or a little bit more, they don't want their woman working because she's only making $10 a day, if that, sometimes in a bar 400 pesos, which is $8 a day, and they live off their tips, and the guy will be so willing to say, okay, you know what, I'll pay you $20 a day to stay home with me and go around the island with me, because most guys rent cars, most guys are coming here for a while. But you're living here long term, and you're like, I already got past that sport. Now what?
I don't want anybody living with me full time.
Why?
You know, because I like my freedom.
What do you do in your freedom? Like you bring other girls over?
Yes,
three?
sometimes I do. Like you know, my amiga is my amiga, because we have a certain connection and there's certain values that she brings that just she brings. I don't look for from others. You know. Well, I've been eating really well the past couple days. My apartment is really clean. I had a really busy work week. A lot of changes going on, and she's smart enough to where I could send her with a list of things to do, errands to run. She'll come back with every receipt. I won't look at them because it's an ice cream. But she'll come back with all the change, all the stuff on the list, completed to the letter, you know, and sometimes save me money by buying a different brand on something, you know. So there's that trust and those other values. There's many that their only value is coming for 10, 15 minutes, boom, boom, you know, save up, you know, but. And you know what? I'm not knocking that.
Okay. So the one that cooks for you, the one that shops for you, the one that does the saving the money for you. Because I've noticed that too with the men that I've dated. They're the exact same way. Go to the store, they'll bring the receipt. They expect you to read it. They wait for you to read it. They wait for you to count the change. And they will get a discount for it. It's just a Dominican way. But for me, that's when I'm being wifed. Like that's when I'm like, okay, this one's for me for a long-term relationship, and it shows that I can trust them. And I'm very interested in being with them immediately. Hola, mi amor. So what about you? Like, how do you prevent yourself from wanting to wife them?
I have this fear of, because I know that most situations that end badly, you know, and I have this fear of being responsible to provide for someone 100% of the time, you know, because if I lose everything today, I'll be able to scrap up some food or something. But I don't want to have somebody else go hungry on my watch. And so it's part of the fear, but it's also you know, it's about my happiness.
Okay.
You know, like attempts are being made to get me out of Sosua.
From who?
You know, I got pictures in an apartment listing in La Union yesterday that I didn't ask to see. I'm not looking for the La Union.
I don't understand.
Because this area, Sosua,
Okay.
you know, by someone that is not from here, by someone that has an apartment far away in another town,
Okay.
they see Sosua as necessity. They don't love it here, you know, and I respect that and appreciate someone that has a life away from here. You know, I don't know whether there's some, you know, Western Union poppies out there. If they are, God bless them. You know, been paying her rent through quarantena or whatever. But you know,
She watched
she
you out of
she,
Sosua? I don't
she
understand.
she hasn't been here till now, and
This one.
yeah, for like 6 months. So the thing is, like I say, it is because of the label that's always put. Once somebody's been in the game and has that label put on them, you know, even if they do get married or whatever, or somebody saves them or whatever from that life and tries to, you know, make a more normal life for them, they'll never be comfortable just going to Playa, you know, for milk or whatever, or because the police or anything. They'll never be comfortable there. They'll never see that as home.
Right.
So, me, I'm just a regular working guy, but you know, I guess in some eyes I'm a decent catch. So, and because you know, like I say, you know, we joke, we have a good, you know, good bond, good relationship, if you will. Somewhat loosely use that term, but you know, there are relationships. So you know, kind of sees me is like that guy. But I'm happy. I'm happy single. You know, and I enjoy playing house once in a while. That's what I want.
Playing
I
house.
want to play house from time to time.
I like that.
But also I love me. I love me and my time. You know.
That's important.
You know, and again, it's
Okay, hello from Miami.
Miami.
Oh, it's working now. Okay, hello, Cerise. I've always wanted to talk to you. I am hoping we could meet one day. I think you are really awesome. Oh, thank you. Oh, okay, let's look. We can talk here while we wait. Yeah, you guys, all right. Oh, it's working now. Military pension. Okay, you have a military pension and plan to move to the Dominican, but your boyfriend works full-time and
Salute to you. I'm a Navy veteran. So thank you for your
I didn't know you
service.
were a Navy vet.
First
Okay.
Gulf War.
Oh, honestly?
Yes.
Oh, that's why you're a little bit off sometimes. I'm joking, guys.
Yeah, I'm
love-
off, admittedly.
I love to tease him a lot. He's one of my good friends here now. Okay, let's look. My Canadian friend is with the Dominican. Born in Dominican, but mother is Haitian and father is Cuban, and she wants to work, but right now things are hard for her to get a decent job. Yes, absolutely. You're in a vacation area. I lived in the DR for a few years, and in the real world, it's not all smiles and giggles. So Sosua loves the almighty dollar. As long as you spend, you will get service.
Yes. Fun.
Gino, where did you
Always
live?
a financial factor.
Who is this? Gino, where did you live? My friend of 20. No, this is Rico. Gino, no, his name's not Gino.
No comment.
No, I'm not making one either. The neighborhood lot. I will be moving to the Dominican eventually. Good stuff. No, my boyfriend lives in Ember, and I will be there January.
Shout out to
thank
you.
you.
Shout out
This
to
right
you.
here at the bottom. Glorious. Thank you so much. And lived in Luperon. Oh, Luperon. I've heard a lot about Luperon. But all right. So, there was that one comment there. Where was it? Let me get back to it. Guys, I'm 48. I really need these last a lot. Oh yes, the vacation spot. You know, this Sosua is a vacation spot. Yes, it is. But Rico has ventured outside of the Sosua area to Santiago. I believe one time he went for a whole weekend or a week or something.
I've been Santiago, Santo Domingo, Juan Dolio, Boca Chica,
Is that Don Julio?
Juan Dolio.
What is
Don
Juan Julio?
Julio's a hotel, I think.
Oh, is it?
I don't know. Don Juan, yeah.
I don't know.
It's something.
North Coast only.
Yeah. But no, my plan actually before this pandemic was to do more adventuring and traveling throughout the island. So that sort of offset me. Like today, believe it or not, even though it's raining, and my primary reason to come here was this video, I'm happy really to be outside of Sosua, just for a slightly different scenery, even though it's 10 minutes away.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and sometimes I'm the same way if I go to Malecon, Puerto, Plata. You know, it's just to break things up.
The
You know,
monotony. Sosua can get a little tiring. I love it. It's my baby, but.
you know, so yeah, you know, I like switching it up a little bit. You know, there's like times where, I mean, most of the time since like '06, a couple years before I even came here, you know, my music rotation has been mostly reggaeton and bachata for like many years. And if I'm in like a bar, like even if I'm in a bar, like, you know, meeting some friends that are visiting that I'm cool with or whatever, and it's a little bit of too much American music, you know, I'm like, you know what, let's take a walk. They can follow or not, but I'm gonna go to where maybe a Dominican spot, or maybe just something that feels a little more like authentic or whatever.
Right.
So
Even Sosua,
yeah, Sosua is
on the New York joint right across the street.
yeah, exactly. As a perfect
Right?
example, like
Yeah.
you could have that night where you're like, I want to be with locals.
Right?
And you, instead of stopping and taking that right, you a few steps further, take the left.
Oh, the left, exactly.
Into there.
New York joint,
And
they're right across from each other.
So while Sosua is a vacation spot, you know, it's what you make it. I mean, a lot of guys have said that. It's what you make it. Like, do you wanna like partake in everything that's touristy every day, or do you want to do your own thing?
Right.
And during the time now of curfews and toque de queda and quarantine, a lot of guys have taken upon themselves to just create their own thing. You know, whether it be throwing their own party in their hotel, apartment, or villa.
Yep.
You know, sometimes guys, self-included, we take random tours into different barrios. You know, like in one weekend, I didn't stay long, but in one weekend I was like in Cheramico, Sosua Bajo, and Maranata, all within like an hour before curfew.
Nice.
With only sometimes just to buy a bottle from the colmado and sit and watch people for 10 minutes.
Yes.
Just to do something different. So
Right.
there are, like I say, you can do just Pedro Pasante or just a few places, well-known, foreign-owned businesses on the beach.
Right.
Or you could like get out and about and go somewhere, find you some authentic sancocho, or
Yeah.
you know.
And you don't need to go far because yes, Sosua is very touristy, but Sosua also has Los Chermicos right across the water, and that is not touristy at all.
Your
I lived
old
there
home
for
for a long time.
Yes, I love it there. It's native. I learned how to speak Spanish there a little bit more, and so it's not touristy. It's important to know that there's little enclaves of areas where you can actually escape the tourism there, but at the same time, it's still Sosua. And Cabarete, we're in Cabarete right now, Goddess Lounge, by the way, you guys, and it's a beautiful atmosphere. I want you to tell them a little bit more about yourself. What are you drinking here right now? Because you don't drink often. You work more.
This is really early for me because it rained a lot this morning, and you know I have.
But it's 2 o'clock.
Yeah, well, it was early for me starting, you know, but it was sort of a stressful morning for me, just getting, you know, my two of my favorite people here ready and not so much on time to get here, you know, with the rain and everything. So I felt I needed to start right away. But anyways.
Frustration.
Anyways, this is
Hold
a Santo Libre,
it over
which is rum and Sprite. I like mine with extra viejo, which is dark rum. You know, you've heard of a Cuba Libre is a rum and Coke. Well, Dominican rum mixes really well with Sprite. It's like vodka almost. Dominican rum mixes well with any kind of juice, Gatorade, just about any kind of soda. Sometimes to be different, I'll grab just like a raspberry orange soda off the shelf, and it still mixes well with rum.
Right. Now, what you're holding there looks more like, can you just hold it?
Sure.
It looks more like a watered down Cuba Libre. Cuba Libre is Coca-Cola.
Santo Libre, Cuba Libre.
Right. So clearly he has a lot more room.
And,
Look at all the room.
this is like,
It should be white.
this is
Santo
like,
Libres are white.
and this is Rico Macho BS 101.
Right. There we go.
I insist on a short glass
She said, "Now give me my drink back."
because the tall glass is for women.
That's right. So
It just because I can. You may not think I do, but I think I look cool when I go like this with the short glass. So I like the short glass.
doesn't matter what people think. He said, "I think I look cool." Let's look at some of these comments here. Oh, we love you too. Strish, you said it right. That is exactly why he is off a little bit laughing. Who is that? Dwan?
Off is a compliment now.
Okay.
Because on is like normal and boring.
That's right. We don't want to be normal and boring. Cabarete is better than Chedomicos. Chedomicos could be dangerous at times. Lots of petty theft. Yeah, but I think that's all around. I mean, in Cabarete we have Callejon de la Loma, right? Which is the good here. And then we also have behind my house, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on there too. Private homes that are all native. So it really depends on where you are. I protect Los Chedomicos because I don't hear a lot going on there. I only heard one thing ever going on. And that was only one time. But aside from that, single woman I was there, and I was pretty cool. Petty theft probably all over the world though, right? All right, so let's look at this right here. Dominican rum is really good, says Joanna. And then we have Gino, me gusta Santo Libre, con extra viejo rum. Yes, that's it. So there's different types
You must
of
be
rum
classy.
here.
You must be a classy dude if you like the Santo Libre.
With the extra viejo rum. They have different here, but so have you ever tried Ex-Ive brewed out? It's the more expensive end of the line, and I'm not really into it either. I like the extra viejo, the extra old.
Yeah.
It has a mesh around it.
This has the mesh.
That's what I like. You have the best. That's the best. Extra viejo. I'm giving you a compliment. You
All
said
right,
this
well,
one
thank
has
you,
the
thank you.
mesh around it. You're welcome. But
I
the
probably
other one is
really,
not all that good.
you know, to be perfectly honest, I really don't know the difference once it's mixed, whether it's like the cheaper one or whatever. It's not that expensive anyway,
Right.
so I think maybe in the morning
No, it's not that
I feel a
expensive.
little better with this one.
Yeah.
I had to guess.
Yeah, I was thinking so too. And oh no, I said I was single in Los Chedomicos, but I'm not single now.
Oh,
I like to be wifed. I like when a man picks me up and keeps me.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
You're glowing. You're glowing.
I love him.
Yeah,
I love
you're
him.
glowing.
I will say, since
Maybe
we're
even
talking-
even more.
Right?
Yeah.
Even a little bit.
Maybe it's because you're wearing blue, because you know
Maybe.
blue's my color.
Maybe
Yeah.
even I have a little bit of.
I just wore a different party
foundation
shirt
on.
today that y'all might not have seen in other videos.
Let's get a vision of this one here. Here we go. Let's do the down low. There we go. Yes, there's the Rico arms. Yes, no, you know what? I gotta say, since we're talking about relationships, I'm really happy. I feel loved. I feel like this man he does so much for me. That whole Latin affection thing. I'm gonna be talking more about it on Wednesday, but I really do love my Dominican man. He's so sweet to me, so kind. And not that the other one wasn't. Just as sweet and just as kind, but this one doesn't yell. This one's very tranquilo, very zen. And I think that's what I need, you know? And he also is a very hard worker. And we're starting a pig farm together.
No,
You guys need to
respectable
catch up on
qualities.
that one.
Qualities.
Right, so I do like a man that works too, and I get where you're coming from. But I do like a man that, you know, can hold his own. So I have a question about you holding your own. How is it working abroad here? Like now that you're here, you're working. How do you hold that down?
Well, obviously, you know, because we're here on a Saturday, not a Tuesday or something.
Right.
You know.
We booked this Saturday specifically for him to be able to make
Yeah,
it.
because really, I like things to look professionally, at least for my coworkers. Whether I'm sitting behind a laptop in Florida or New Jersey, everything still functions very efficiently. You know, like my work doesn't miss a beat. So with that being said, you know, I don't get lost in the middle of the day too far away from my laptop. I might go to the barber shop, but if there's people, I'll come back. I might run to the supermarket once in a while, or you know, if I have a light start of the day, I might, you know, if a friend asks me to meet for breakfast, I might do that once in a while for lunch. But in general, I don't do anything during the 9 to 6 that I wouldn't do working from home if I was in the U.S. You know, I stick to my schedule. You know, and I'm just, for me, it's easy to be disciplined because I know whatever I want is waiting for me after 6 p.m. I'll find it, or it, or she, or whatever will find me.
That's right.
And the same with Saturday and Sunday, because for me, I actually feel like that. You almost, I mean, if you're retired and don't absolutely, I'll say, if you're a traditional or standard expat, you're completely retired, you don't depend on income from the States, or you don't have businesses here or side hustles here, you don't have to work, I'd say don't work. But for me, it actually, I think there's a certain balance. Especially if you're like below a certain age, you know, you might need some kind of business or some kind of responsibility or something productive to keep you busy at least part of the day, because you'll go broke and burn out quick, you know, if all you do is boom boom and drink all day. You know, and not that I'm knocking that. If you have the luxury to do that and can maintain your health, but this is something I like to say sometimes. You know, like Monday, Tuesday, I say this sometimes when days I don't want to work. It's just work in the gym. My body and my pesos are resting today because they both need to rest.
That's true. That's true. And that's exactly what I'm doing now. I'm drinking a lot more water. I promised Joelle that I would get more healthier. You know, I mean, it's easy to come here.
Where is the wine glass?
I'm not drinking now.
Not at all, or just
not at
today?
all. For 2 months, I want to lose weight, like you said.
60-day challenge.
Exactly. There we go, right? And I've been doing it. I've been talking about losing weight for how long, guys? And so now I'm like, I have a little bit of love, a little bit of encouragement, inspiration here in Cabarete. Not going out as much, and especially with quarantine, I'm chill. And I'm looking forward to actually this pig farming. So, but it is very easy to lose your mind. I am lucky to be able to have a bunch of businesses that keep my mind moving every day. I'm busy from 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm up 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm working all the way till 8 o'clock at night. My mind is always busy and I'm always moving. I don't know how some people can do the same thing day in and day out. Like there's a few people that I've seen in Sosua and here in Cabarete, day in and day out, they're expats, they wake up, by 12 o'clock they're drinking, by 3 o'clock they're drunk, but they're still drinking, and by 6 o'clock they're heading home. Same thing the next day. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean...
Not to judge.
No, you know what? Everybody has to figure out, you know, they have to figure out their own pace, you know, and, you know, there's some people have high tolerances. They can drink every day, you know?
I was for
a
long time.
I don't, you know, like one of our well-known friends, he always says he's got like an iron liver, you know?
Right, who's that?
Greg.
Oh, Greg.
AKA Mr. Flip-Fly has the iron liver. Like, you know,
but I've only seen him really get buzzed at like I've only seen him buzz once at El Flow. Sorry, Gregory.
He handles his though. He doesn't show it always
exactly.
when he's drinking all the.
And his life is not out of control because he's always at work.
Yeah. So.
Anyone that sees him, he's always planning. And he has so many businesses going on as well, right?
Yeah. So I think a little bit of.
By the way, I'm gonna have Gregory on the show soon, guys. In the next, I think, 2 weeks. So,
yeah, a little bit of being constructive and a little bit of responsibility is a good thing. I mean, yeah, ideally, I would like to have a structured 4-hour day instead of 8-hour day, and I just probably just like, rest or sit around the gym a little longer when I'm there.
Right.
You
And
know,
you go to the gym often.
if I got food on the way home, instead of getting it to go, I might would sit and relax and eat it more. That'd be the only difference. I want to say something about people.
People here.
No, people, just in general.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the floor because I'm gonna be right back.
Oh, okay.
You go ahead into that.
So one thing, like people are very important here. We all have different friends and associates and people that we deal with. And one thing I love about this place is if you wake up one day and you're not happy with like the people in your life. You may not be happy with a woman or man in your life. You may not be happy with a friend in your life. You may not be happy with your cleaning lady. You may not be happy with your taxi driver, or you may like some of your expat friends you may not be happy with or whatever. It's really simple to just choose new people. Just by walking outside, you could choose to go talk to a different kind of woman by going to a different kind of place. You could choose to go out, shake some hands, and meet some new taxi drivers. You could ask somebody, a trusted friend, for a referral on the cleaning lady. You could choose to go hang out at different like gringo or expat establishments, to make some new friends or different friends. But that's one thing that I love here is just the ability to, anything you decide on a whim that you're not happy with really, you have the power to change that really quickly. That's not like motivational talk. That's just kind of like reality. Just observation. If anybody gets tired of me, or whatever, they can go find other people. If and so forth. So that's just one of those things that's very different about living in the U.S. or Canada or Europe. Is depending on where you live, you just can't do that as easily. And one of the things about being here, is it's such a contradiction. And in some ways, we're really rich. We're living like rock stars without being in the entertainment business or without being in the NBA. But it's we find ways and to where it's affordable enough to where, like I say, I always said, if I win the lottery in the States, the first thing I'm going to have is a chef and a driver.
Why is that? A driver?
Well, because I can't see well enough to drive anymore.
Right.
So that convenience. Uber, you get tired of waiting on different Uber cars.
True.
So that's one example of how we can live rich here. On the flip side of that, the contradiction is I shaved my head this morning with cold water because I don't have hot water from my bathroom sink. I got it in the shower. So, but it's one of those things you don't even care about. It's like material things that give way to just the peace and tranquility of here. So Cerise is back. I'm gonna pass the mic.
I agree with them. The cold water here, I put on Facebook before that I don't have any hot water, but the cold water here is not like how it would be in Canada, where the more you run it out the tap, the colder it gets. Here it's just room temperature, and sometimes in the shower, I don't have hot water in my shower, but sometimes I shower, if it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it feels like warm water because the tank is now heated, there's a lot of heat coming in outside. So, I think there are some good trade-offs here, 100%. But
get that like.
Yes, guys, thank you. But you can get your hot water tank put in and everything. Now, I just want to talk, since we're talking about hot water and since we're talking about all that stuff, I want to talk about your cost of living. How much is your rent?
Mine's $500 US.
One bedroom?
1 bedroom.
Like if you guys look on his channel, you'll see his apartment. You have it up there, right?
Yeah, I have a cost of living video.
Okay.
You know,
so 500.
in short, if we subtract the pool and subtract that air conditioner, we'd be at around 350.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Or here in Cabarete.
We
it's like
subtract
300.
Bate and move a little further over, Sosua, Bajo, Cheramicos, we'll be down to like 200 US.
Yep. Absolutely. with furniture, but without furniture, a good 150. I can help you find apartments here if you guys are coming. The cost of living is low, the food is low as long as you're shopping in like local colmados, Playero and Superpola. They have a really good international product line, so to speak, but you're going to pay for it. You go to the colmado, the corner store, or whatever, you're going to get a cheaper price. It just makes sense. But now when it comes to your food monthly, do you order a lot more? Do you cook in a lot more? Do you find that it's expensive?
She cooks.
She cooks.
Well, right now. No, seriously though.
And how 2 or 3?
Seriously though, if you're cooking for one, sometimes I think it costs more to cook at home, unless you're good at reheating food, which I don't want the same thing I had yesterday. I don't want it twice today, maybe once today, and I'm gonna eat like 4 times a day half the time. So, and you know, admittedly, I haven't gotten completely in expat mode when it comes to shopping. I'll trust like someone else to pick up some chicken wings or, you know, certain meats to cook for me, but I don't trust myself to buy them. I'm always
Why
like,
is that?
am I gonna choose the one that's gonna make me sick or, you know, or something like that? I'm paranoid like that. So I buy some U.S. brand name stuff. Therefore, I eat way too much. I eat way too much pork because of that. Because I'll buy like the Johnsonville sausages that cost too much at like almost 300-400 pesos.
But now you can buy them from me,
Yeah.
and they're organically grown.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what I need. That local farm.
Right. Dime Carne is my business name.
You know, it's funny as it sounds. Now that we're on the pork and sausage thing, no pun intended. I found myself arguing.
That was good.
I found myself arguing recently over like the sausage or the salchichas in my house being like bad because we have different tastes, right? We have different taste buds. So, like if you go into a colmado and say, you know, do you have sausages, salchichas? They'll give you a pack of hot dogs.
Right.
They don't. That's not really good breakfast food. That don't work with pasta well. That's not like very well seasoned, you know.
His girlfriend is laughing.
Tú sabes, salchicha malo a veces.
And I will call her his girlfriend because
Well,
it's
yeah.
clear. Well, yeah. It's clear. He wiped her all up, please. Like, you know
Esto
her.
lo que hay.
She's taking good care of him. I won't lie behind the scenes. It is clear that he's caught fumes for her.
So,
Yes or no?
well, yeah, I don't deny that. There is.
Pamela.
There is.
Pamela is here.
There is.
Me for you.
Oh, it's for me? Oh, well, I'm just going to have to do that. It's a wine. Oh, gracias, mi amor. Is it okay if we
You know-
bring her on camera? I don't think it's a good idea.
You
to
know
bring her on
why?
camera 'cause
I'm gonna
it's
say this.
hot.
I'm gonna say this in English. I'm gonna say this in English and Spanish. When we were supposed to meet up the last time, right? I bought her a bottle of wine to bring, right? Well, I said after if it sits there more than a week. First, I said I was gonna give it to Greg at Flip Flop, but before I could do so, before she went and left to go home, she said, "Are you gonna do anything with that wine? If not, let me have it."
Right.
So she's reimbursing you for the wine that she took. Y yo explícala cuando tú llevas tu ciudad con la
And I-
otra botella de vino.
We were supposed to do a video in Sosua and I couldn't make it. I got so busy. No, you were supposed to come here, and I ended up going to Sosua that day, work with a bunch of landlords, and so I got busy. And then he's like, "Cerise, give away your bottle of wine. But you know what I'm going to do? I am going to do the 60-day challenge. I really am.
Ella está diciendo
Although
que
I
yo
want
no
to
le tenía hambre.
he knows how much I love my vino rojo.
Ella,
Right? But,
ella trata no alcohol
I'm
para,
speaking to Pamela
para
right
2
here,
meses.
guys. She's going to be coming on air with me one day as well. She just came here the 18th.
Esa no da resaca,
The 18th of August, and she's living here at Cabarete, full-time, expat in the house. But I'm going to wait for the 60-day challenge, and I'm going to make this my first bottle of wine. Mi amor, mi español es no buena, pero yo hablo español para ti. Gracias, muchas gracias para este vino rojo. Vino rojo. es-
Mira lo que dice. Toro y concha.
Concha y toro.
Concha y toro.
¿Qué es concha y toro?
El de
Toro.
Sí.
Toro es.
I made it.
Tell me that's not.
I have a winery.
These guys love each other.
I have a winery in the back, and I'll sell you the Brooklyn Bridge if you believe that.
She was saying, and look at the title
It's a
right here,
Rico.
Toro. For Toro,
It's
it's
a Rico.
see, she knows his channel name and everything.
Rico Toro, DRPR.
Pero
We
es
caught
bueno, mira,
feelings
no
for
da
this one, I'm
resaca
telling
ni
you, because there
nada.
was
Te lo
three,
puedes
now I'm
beber
only hearing
todo.
about one all the time. A year ago, I heard go 1, 2, 3. Is this the church one?
No.
Yo también escribí.
She was never a 1 or 2 or 3. Our
She
situation.
was the friend that
Yes.
you knew for like 5 years?
Yes.
Oh, well, see, we know, I know a lot, I don't forget. But I'm just going to wrap up with this one. right here.
Everybody's position is
This is
different.
going to be in 2 months, guys, and I'm going to open it up on air and celebrate when I lose 2 pounds. Let me put this over here so it doesn't break.
Abierta y celebrar después un poco menos libra. I think I said that right.
Okay, so how long have you been talking? 5 years? 6 years? She's one of the first women you met when you came here. Am I right?
No.
Shorter.
I've been here a lot longer.
No, her and
I've
you.
been visiting her a lot longer.
Her a lot longer?
Uh,
Okay, Daniels.
we known each other 4 or 5 years.
Okay. I was going to ask her, look, I want the truth.
We
Okay,
don't-
Daniels.
We don't want to make her the
Juntos.
subject of the video.
Okay.
Número como 3, 4 años.
About 3,
conociendo.
4 years.
Pero
Ella,
Por favor.
no, Rico is no
Habla mucho
simp.
caballo.
Rico is no simp. Rico actually is one of the guys, if you want it, you know what?
Habla mucho caballo.
I'm a female. Okay, I can only give you from the female perspective, but the total perspective is really raw and real. And if you are coming down here to find love, how many of you guys are coming down here saying, "Oh, I'm just going to come down here to sport," but you do catch feelings, and I've seen it so many times. And what do you do once you catch feelings? How do you know if you're with someone? Well, do you remember when I asked you for us to do that special business together?
yeah.
I ended up doing it on my own. I was like,
I saw one case that you mentioned. It was very interesting.
It was
But look,
very interesting.
I'm gonna say this though, because I got a call yesterday.
uh-oh. You got a call yesterday? My boyfriend slaughters barbecued porks on the side. Hustle. Top of the full job. I will have a garden when
I'm
I
gonna have
move
to
there.
talk about a
Nice.
call I got yesterday from a guy.
Jay Will. No, I didn't get it. Honey, can you text me again so it goes to the top? And Peter Medina. Love your videos, guys. Peter Medina, I met before. Rico,
Oh, Peter.
Peter Medina, you know Peter Medina? I met him in
Creo que
person.
sí. Boricua.
Yeah, Rico, check out
Boricua
this book
Dominicano.
called The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. Do you know that book?
Honestly, I'm aware of it, but I haven't checked it out yet, but I am aware of it, and probably about time I download another iBook or something and listen to.
Nice.
So thank you for that tip.
Nice. I'm gonna read it as well.
Something I'm gonna elaborate on just what Cerise was just saying. You know, and I don't really care right now where this is heard, but because it's the reality. So a friend of mine that I just met recently, he's watched a few of my videos, and you know he walked up on me on the beach a couple of weeks ago when he was visiting, which I appreciate, because most people will recognize me, but even if I've seen a picture of you, I won't recognize you. Just vision strain or whatever. So we talked a minute, and he sat down and we talked. He called me yesterday, and he basically said, I think he really is looking for the real deal, love, you know, and I don't knock that. But
neither do
he's
I.
like, how do you tell? How do you tell? And this is what I had to tell him. Most guys, self-included until I travel more here, most guys just visiting Sosua will not find the right one for that. Will not, unless they really work on their Spanish, and maybe they find somebody working for a hotel or something.
Or in the countryside.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
Right.
Or they go to some areas, you know, in the nooks and crannies of this country, because there are several, and they're on my list to get to, but I haven't been. You know, like another Greg reference. AK Mr. Flip Flop says, in Gaspar Hernandez, there's Instagram models that don't even have an Instagram account and have never been to Sosua.
I don't understand that.
They're very beautiful women, but they don't
Oh,
they don't come to Sosua.
Right. Okay. Yes.
So like I
that's
said,
true.
there are some diamonds in the rough. There are some exceptions. Back to the disclaimer, I'm not an expert, personal experience and observation. But and nothing I say applies to all men or all women. But there are some diamonds in the rough. There are some out there for those looking for the real deal. It's just that many will not stumble upon them because you're looking in the wrong places if you're looking at Envy or on Pedro Cosante in general. Like I say, not all, but mostly.
Right. Right, because I do know a lot of women. Some of them send me story times, as you guys know, and a lot of them are working. Like there's one that works 7 days a week in the dollar store. I'm not going to say which one, but like the super. Right? In the dollar store. Sorry about that notification, guys. And she works 7 days a week, from the morning all the way to the night. Beautiful girl, down to earth, and doesn't have a man. And then Gaspar Hernandez, as you just said, that's where my pig farm is going to be, by the way, guys, up in the mountains. Plug that again. But yes, there are a lot of beautiful women, and Instagram models, runway models, no matter what they are. Beautiful women, beautiful morals, family oriented. Some of them have absolutely no children. Some of them are really looking for that husband. They're loyal, but they don't have to go through our lives. You guys do have to get up and get out and check out all the outskirts. You know, it's so close. Gaspar Hernandez is like 30 minutes away from Sosua
Yeah, I mean,
on a bus.
you know what? Everybody, like I say, there's all different levels of guys. There's all different levels of girls. You know, and to each his own, whatever they're looking for. You know, some guys, and I don't knock them because, you know, I was part of the team and do dabble. Some guys just want to come, you know, weekend warrior, boom, 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 and bounce. They're on the plane booking the next flight. Nothing wrong with that. But there are some guys that
Want to follow?
that do want a little something, you know, that they feel is real, and you know, and it is there. They just have to be a little bit patient and explore a little bit.
That's it. Explore and do your research anyway, all the time, like on the dating line, you know. But I guess it's a little bit more trickier here for a lot of men because there's so many beautiful women. Eh? Oh, there's the Canadian. Eh?
Yeah.
Beautiful
One thing,
women, faces, bodies, everything, personalities.
and one thing I like about like the barrio tours, hitting the different barrios. To me,
Different hoods.
not that I had collected any numbers yet so far, maybe one or two, but to me there's something to be said about element. Like she's just going to the colmado for some bread or milk or something, and you know, if you meet her and if she's pretty, looks really attractive, she's a superstar. You know, before all the filtered pics that they throw up on Facebook or Instagram, before the salon and extra, for when they go to Envy, if you meet one that is a natural, just natural beauty in her natural element in the barrio, just going to the store, you might have a winner there. And
This is long as she looks good.
I mean, it's 50-50 chance that she comes to Sosua, but in any sense, to me, there's just some value about meeting them in their natural element.
Right.
Granted, one thing that is very sort of difficult here is if you go to like a Dominican bar or something, sometimes, because, they have their reputation and things. Sometimes when it could be a full-blown working girl. You could be in like NYC drinks, versus Envy. Well, let's say Friday, you go to Envy. You see some chica in Envy, and she's doing her thing, trying to pay bills, right? All right. Well, Saturday, you go to NYC drinks. She walks in with a couple friends, sits down with a table of 4 Dominicans. They order some grandes. She's gonna like walk right past you. You try to talk to her, she might look the other way, because even though there's no real secrets. Like the homies, the people in the barrio, they know what it is. But in her mind, she's thinking, I don't want my people to think that I'm doing something that I really am doing. She thinks that like there's some sort of, like she's protecting her reputation. His bachata moves are silky, speaks decent Spanish, but he went to Miami bar wearing shorts and sneakers, and couldn't understand why a girl didn't want to dance bachata with him, right? And there were other expats that sort of co-signed that she's in the game or whatever, and he's a decent looking dude, but she didn't really want anything to do with him. And again, it's because she was in her element, her area. She didn't want to be mixed, associated as being a professional.
Okay, interesting. So I would say it's some self-preservation. It's also self-pride, dignity. They're not working. They're not on the clock. I had a woman say to me, okay, so the other day we did a video with Chamel and Mr. International. And they were talking about there's some women that will get working girls, they'll get you home, and then they'll say, okay, hurry up, I want to go. A working girl was watching that video, and she messaged me on WhatsApp, and she wanted me to tell everyone. She's like, well, sir, you tell them. Are they looking for love, or are they looking for service? If I'm not into the guy, I'm working for the guy, and I'm going to tell him, hurry up and get your work done. I have other people I have to work with. And you hired her for a job. You didn't hire her for to be your girlfriend or your wife, or to fall in love with you. And that's what she said to me. She said, yeah, there's been times where she actually said to a guy, come on now.
I got stuff to do.
Yeah, we agreed on a certain amount, and now you're going to take advantage of my time, and you can't get time back, and she's there to make money on a weekend only.
Something that could have changed that.
What?
Maybe if he bought her a Presidente before leaving the bar or whatever.
Presidente is a cerveza for 150 pesos, $3. Well, she
right.
wouldn't do that.
No.
She would buy herself that after he pays her.
But it's about taking the time to sort of connect just a little bit, un ching.
Un ching is just a little bit, but
sometimes
also,
just that little bit of something on the back end. You get that much more experience out of the situation. Is all I'm saying.
Okay, I'm gonna rebuttal that a little bit.
Not always.
Let me tell me what
People
you think
got bills
this.
to pay and they got moves to make.
True. As I had a working girl contact me before. Actually, her video, it was a story time, and her video got pretty good views. You guys were actually talking about it. It says a working girl tells all. Story time, check that out. And she said sometimes she'll be in a bar and a guy will go up to her, buy her a beer, and after 20 minutes leave, and he just wasted her chunk of time of working. and it's only 100 pesos that he spent on her for a beer. So she said she's very reluctant to accept any drinks. She just wants business. So what do you think about that?
I understand that also. I do understand that also. But I also
You give her some respect first by buying her a drink instead of
yeah,
saying, let's
right,
go.
right. I understand her also, but the guy could have probably within 10 minutes.
Right.
he could have within a little bit less time, he could have figured out a little sooner
True.
whether or not whether that would be a good situation for him to engage in. Because sometimes you can realize like after 2 sips, like, you know what, I don't like the vibe I'm getting or whatever. So enjoy your night, salud, and let her go about her business and you go about yours. So I see both sides of the coin.
And it's always really with personal, I would say connection. It's about connection. But when you guys come here,
It's very instinctive.
yeah, instinctive. I love that. Let's see what people are saying here in the comments. Hello from Brooklyn in the house.
BK all day.
Douglas, these women always want money. This is not for the internet. This is a vacation destination. Mind your business. Who said that? And why did we say that?
Man.
These women always want money. Well, I'm so sorry to hear that you are meeting up with only women that want money. This one here today seems to have a nice one.
There's always a financial factor involved, but there's also not just women, but the country in general. It's about connections and relationships
Right.
to a large degree too.
That's right. And when you really think about the financial trade-off, if you're giving a lot of money, then that is really your prerogative. But if you're helping somebody out, a little bit of top up, some beans, some rice, some platano, some chicken, they're going to be very happy with that. There's not much else. You don't have to pay their mortgage. You don't have to pay their car note. It's not like they, need a $600 phone bill paid. It's usually something that is a bare essential. And sometimes they will stretch the truth and say a family member is sick. But even with that being said, the medicine is not that expensive either. So the trade-off, I have to say, is not that expensive usually. Unless you're like that person that made that comment, unless you're giving money left and right and taking advantage of. I would think that that's the first thing when they.
Like I say, it's there's always a financial factor involved, but a lot of times there's more to it than that. If you kind of take the time, you build certain connections and relationships here, and usually it comes back to you in some form or fashion.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
like, and I'm gonna just put this out here. I didn't really want to, right? Well,
Let's hear the juice.
I'm being strategic with a move or two right now, because I haven't in a long time, to use my credit a little bit, right? I told her the other day, I'm paying for everything at the store with credit today, right?
How? I don't understand. Credit card?
Yeah,
They accept credit cards here? I don't know.
Super Cola player.
Okay, yes.
So what happens? I get busy working or whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna get one. So I'm busy working. I have back-to-back meetings, right? And next thing I know, half hour later, more or less, she comes in with like 5 bags of groceries.
Get the credit card.
No, I don't give that to anybody.
Oh, okay.
And long story short, that had nothing to do with my money.
She got it
Yeah.
on her own?
And
That's pretty cool.
in return, ultimately, of course some of that will come back to her,
Absolutely.
but in return, the house is clean, the food is plentiful. So
And she's beautiful.
But if you present yourself like I want something special from somebody or this or that person. Sometimes throwing extra money at a situation will get that result. Often it will not, because if somebody really doesn't like you, they may take your money, but they won't give you what you're looking for it. So it's still about, like I say, so it's still about creating. Sando libre? Sí. So it's still about creating some sort of connection or relationship sometimes. Like I say, the finance is important, but just throwing money at a problem or a request or something don't always get you the desired result that you're looking for. But in general, a thing I always say is firme pero justo.
Which means?
I'm firm, but I'm fair.
Nice.
And in 19, there's like 2 or 3. Well, one of them's here, but he didn't work during the quarantine. Samir. So.
Oh, she has more kids?
No, he's not her son.
Oh, that's not her son.
No,
Who's he?
I'll tell you later. So,
okay.
So, but anyways, there's like 2 or 3 regular motoconchos I dealt with, and some days I might give them a little more than others or whatever, but other days I might send them a list, and they'll go to the store, buy 2,000-3,000 pesos worth of food first, and then come back and I pay them, because we have a connection, a relationship, and if they're not sure, they'll video chat me in the store. So it's about, sometimes it's about making a little connection and taking care of those that take care of you.
Right.
Sometimes it's más o menos, more or less. But if you think that basically like you could just throw money to get somebody to swing from a chandelier always, well, they might fall down and bust their ass every time. But if you get them to like you a little bit, they'll swing from the chandelier and they won't fall, and they won't always necessarily want the premium rate that they wanted the first time, which they still fell just because they wanted the money.
Right. But I will say that, yes.
I don't know where I went with that, but hey.
Just the money and what you give a little bit and you get a lot back. I will say that. I have a friend. I call her my friend now. And during quarantine, she needed some money. She has 4 children, and she asked me. Gracias. She asked me. She asked me if I had any jobs for her for moto maid, like maid service, and she's not a maid. But I said to her, absolutely, I'll get you a job. So I got her a job. Now, because it was quarantine and everything like that, usually it's $20 a day, but people wanted to pay less. She took $15 for a couple of hours of work, and she really appreciated it. I didn't take any commission out of it. By the way, guys, moto maid, I make no money from moto maid at all. And a lot of people think, oh, moto maid, she's making money from it. Nothing. There's no way to make money off the delivery service unless I'm going to make 100 pesos off each plate and charge you guys that. So there's really nothing in it. That's not really what I'm doing. I'm getting people jobs here. People are getting, you guys out there know, gracias, James. You guys out there know that when I send a maid to your place, you're paying her cheaper than what you would pay somewhere else. How can I take commission from that? So she appreciated that. I didn't take a cent from her, and I gave her a lot of leads on a lot of work. The other day, when I put out on the internet, she's my Facebook friend, I put out on the internet that I'm looking for some more suppliers for cerdo, for pigs. She got to me right away.
Suppliers for pigs.
She got me to me right away. She's like, I know somebody in Sabaneta who can get you some pigs. And I'm like, wow, that's awesome.
Hey, buscado para cochino, pero
I am going to be benefiting from that connection that I made with her. I'll never forget that, and she'll never forget me. So it will trade its way off once in a while if you're here and you're making connections with people. Right? So when she showed up with those 5 eggs, is that the juice you were going to give her? She said you weren't going to put it out there. Is that what you were going to post? I was looking for, you said I wasn't going to say it.
What?
And then you talked about her coming with 5 bags of groceries. And I thought there was going to be some juice to it.
No.
Sometimes he releases some gems of juice. He's thinking no.
I've
He's
never
like,
act-
no,
I've
no,
never used
no.
that metaphor before. Like I'm gonna give you some juice, but I like it. You know?
Yeah, and that's what a lot of you guys, I think, appreciate when you watch our videos, and then you get a little nugget of information that will help you. It may not help the next person, but it will help you. Like just knowing that in Sosua, you can pay a certain amount, and then you just go out a little bit more, and you can get an apartment. Like I have 2-bedroom apartments here in Cabarete that are going for $300. In Sosua, I can get you a studio for $300. Some 1-bedrooms, but you don't want to really be in those ones. And you know, so it's a lot different. So you guys do get nuggets of information. Now, you have anything you want to share with them at all? You just take the floor, sir.
No, you know what? I mean, just say again. You know what? Cerise, great source of information. You know, beautiful soul. She tells it like it is. You know, she's understanding of the gentleman perspective as well as the women's perspective, the local perspective versus the tourist perspective. You know,
I thought you said total. but
well,
tourist.
the total perspective, that was the original name of the channel, but
Right.
that
That's
was
not total perspective anymore?
that was too hard to search. I confused myself.
Okay, throw it out again because I keep saying
But
total
now
perspective.
anything Rico Toro you search
Rico
for,
Toro.
it'll show my channel and some former Miss Bolivia from the 80s that part of her name was like Vanessa Rico Toro Venezuela or something.
And Rico is R-I-C-O,
So
Toro is T-O-R-O.
So Rico Toro DRPR. So, but yeah,
PR stands for Dominican Republic and PR stands for Puerto Rico?
yes.
Ah.
My first. So, you know, I'll let you guys, you know, like Cerise is the real deal. What you see is what you get. And personally, despite some of my antics and BS or whatever, it's pretty much the same. What you see is what you get. But you know, like most people will tell you, you know, I'm very humble. I'm very easy. You know, it's like, you know, there's no, like I don't use the term followers or fans or none of that.
Neither do I.
You know, we're just you know, friends, family. You know, we're just you know, whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Actually, there's someone here, I don't know if he's watching the video over there, Sean. Shouts out, Sean, if you're watching. But he was just in here
Good to
eating
meet
some
you,
crab
Sean.
legs. Yeah. And this one here, he comes in, he's like, oh, hey, Cerise. And so we come over here to set up, and Sean says to him, very nice to meet you in person. And Rico didn't catch it. Or if you did, you were so suave. Rico suave. And he was so smooth with it.
Rico
That's like-
Viejo, no más suave.
He's like, oh, thank you. And like, just humble, thank you. And he didn't ask him, oh, you watch my channel? Or, oh, yeah, man, yeah, make sure you subscribe. Or nothing like that. It was just like, oh, hey, thank you. And that's Rico, he's cool.
And it's that way all the time. Like in the gym, a couple of people came up to me or wherever. They're like, you know, they don't like necessarily remember the channel. They're like, you have a YouTube. I saw your video. And the first thing I'll say is, you know, well, thank you. What is your name?
Beautiful.
You know, because I don't really, you know, it's like I say, I don't consider myself a quote unquote YouTube per se. You know, it's one of those things like investing in the stock market, not the mango stock market as somebody coined, but the Wall Street stock market. Playing around with that during quarantine, you know, and
What?
yeah, a little bit. I invested a little bit, and
Perfect.
yeah, that and getting the YouTube channel going. Those are just two things to do something different outside of my comfort zone.
Right.
I'm kind of shy, actually. Those were two things outside of my comfort zone that I just decided to do. You know, with really no goal intended so much. Except I'd like to get 1,000 subscribers and just see one check for like $17 to say, okay, this is how this works.
Great.
You know,
So guys, subscribe to him. Let's see some of these.
Rico Toro DRPR.
Rico
Hit
Toro.
those likes for Cerise.
And then
Subscribe to her if you haven't.
Rico Toro's here, and I like him, so I'm gonna be. Oh.
We have women viewers probably on this one too. Might be two. The two on mine just like ask comments, what the heck did I just watch?
Oh my gosh. All right, so we have, let me see. Yeah. Anyway. Trolls in the house. Troll, as always. It's like, you know,
This is my-
we won't even talk about let's not talk about trolls.
Nah.
No, I
No
don't
credit.
want to give anybody
No
that.
credit.
No credit at all. It's what it is what it is, and if it is that, then what are we supposed to do?
Yes, yes.
Not here to change that.
Yes.
Keep on watching.
Loyal, good people, trolls. God bless you. Thank
That's
you.
it,
Enjoy
that's
the
it.
rest of your weekend.
That's it. The end. Whenever
Yeah.
you tune in again. And all your comments add to the algorithms. Thank you. And sometimes I don't even answer. It's just keep on adding to the algorithm so that they hate us.
I usually do just because I can't help myself.
Oh, but you know what? Sometimes it's all right too.
No, you know what? To me, it's all love either way. You know?
That's it. It is love. At the end of the day, you're watching, and sometimes they
Like-
support a little bit too.
Yeah.
Sometimes they
But like,
can't
tell
help
me
themselves
something
but
I
to
don't
like
already know. Like the first trollish comment I ever got was Americans travel to Dominican Republic for sex. And my response to that was, people travel to America and other countries. People travel all over the place for work, for school, for whatever they enjoy. So why can't we travel for whatever it is we enjoy? If sex happens to be one of those things, are we wrong? No. Everybody anywhere, if they have a passport and a few dollars or pesos to book a flight, they can go wherever they want to go that may provide them an enjoyable experience or a better life.
I agree, especially if something is permitted in a certain country. People are coming for that. But now I have a couple of last questions for you. Living circumstances. Right now, you're situated in Sosua. It works for you because you have a lot of friends, you have your gym, you have your restaurants that you go to, and it's your family, really, here. Do you think you'll ever venture out of Sosua in terms of living, but still visit every now and again?
Well, if I didn't enjoy just playing house and being single, it would probably come a lot sooner than later.
Which is going to come sooner.
But being as, well, it's two things. Being as we still have a curfew,
Right.
we still have certain things going on beyond our control, and being as I lived in cities most of my life in the States. So, and I like the idea that I could walk to the gym. Or it's a short motor ride lately because the foot's bothering me. So a short motor ride or walk to restaurants, bars, the gym, the barbershop, the supermarket, the beach, that's invaluable to me. You know, and also because I do try to stay close to the house during weekday business hours, having a pool is important to me. Because even if I only got 5 minutes in between a meeting, I can step out on the balcony, or I could go jump in the pool and throw a shirt on and be on my meeting within 10 minutes. But that little bit of time was enough to remind me I'm in paradise. Palm trees and pretty women, you know. So I would like to explore the country more, and it's possible that I may live out a little more. I don't have tailor-made dreams, money. Blessings to you, Bella. I I don't have his.
Russell, Taylor Made Dreams has a channel. Check it out. Russell's going to be on my show as well soon.
I don't have his pesos, but his situation is.
Does Russell have a lot of money?
He's comfortable. He's comfortable. You know, he's comfortable. We'll leave it at
Russ.
that. He's comfortable.
I love Russ.
You know,
love
I don't count another man's money. You know, but he's publicly expressed that he's comfortable. But my point
the
is,
millionaire video.
my point, yes, but my point is that his situation would be ideal for me outside of Sosua. He's across from the Malecon, but he's in a regular city. But he's across from the Malecon.
In a residential
But he's
area.
Right.
With a private pool in his house.
With a pool.
Beautiful.
So in my opinion, he's got the best of both worlds in that sense.
And then he has his property in Sosua.
But the last time I was in Puerto Plata, I was watching the traffic a little bit from my taxi window, and I was watching like the motos. I was like, oh no, I've been beat though. Well, I don't think I could I don't know if I could live here. I would have to have a full-time car driver.
Right.
I don't know if I want to be on motor conchos in Puerto Plata. So,
There's a lot of that.
so because it's non-walkable, you know, I would rely on that a little more. So, but also being 20, 30 minutes away though, Puerto Plata is a really good transitional city. You know,
It's
like
cheaper too.
like a lot of expats, you know, like yourself included. You know, a lot of expats start like 6 months or a year in Sosua, and then they move to Cabarete, or they move to Puerto Plata, or they move to like, you know, one of the more Dominican neighborhoods.
Yes.
So you know, there's a transitional process. You know, I signed a 6-month lease when I came here.
But you've been here for now
10.
over a year? 10 months. Okay.
So
you
twice,
renewed it.
2 visits. No, we're month to month. Twice 2 visits back to the States for Thanksgiving, and
January?
I went in March, and
March.
before that I went in November.
Okay.
You know, so that was my original plan: visit every 3 months, get that digital footprint for corporate America, see family. My dad's 81, so you know I want to see my dad and 2 sisters. So, but I'm always I am thinking sometimes like, what else? What other places do I want to see? What areas could I live in? And that was the same in the States. When I lived in New Jersey, because it was so cold all the time, and I got tired of commuting in the winter. I went to visit my mother in Texas, which is hot a lot of times. It was like, yeah, maybe I could live in San Antonio,
Oh,
right?
nice.
And then when I went to like visit a cousin in Phoenix, oh yeah, I could probably live here. Cost of living not bad at all. Then then Miami, same thing. Can't live in Miami. Cost of living is just way too high now. Because I thought about South Florida before I moved to Orlando. And I say, yeah, cost of living is too much New York, New Jersey. You know, prettier than palm trees, but I can't play there.
I think he should do a video. I think he should do a video on his channel, Palm Trees and Pretty Women. I really liked when he said that, right? Because it's so true. There's a lot of palm trees.
I think Greg might have said that first, though, to his credit.
Okay.
But it sounds like something I think about all the time. Like I say, I give credit when I do steal something. I do give credit,
Right.
but I also give good slogan suggestions for others' channels.
Yes,
When I come up with one.
And for those of you who don't know who Greg is, check him out, Mr. Flip Flop Gregory. He's also going to be on my channel in like a week Wednesday. This Wednesday coming up. Alrighty, and he owns a restaurant in Sosua. So let's see. Oh my gosh.
Are we doing glasses now? Okay.
Rico Toro. Tito said that. ¿Tú sabes Tito?
No, pero
Okay.
encantado de conocerte, Tito.
Sí.
Tú sabes con la fiesta, esto es lo que hay.
Thank you.
Oh, look, he got the glasses on now. He's got the Spanish coming out.
Well, another shout out. Bo Rake said I look rich with these glasses on. 300 pesos from the beach, because I do get questions every now and then where I got them, what brand are they. 300 peso specials. 300 peso specials from the beach. No, there's no brand. There's no brand. I just told the guy that I need some sort of light.
Yeah, there's a brand.
Oh, I don't even know. Nombre.
Can you guys see that?
Well, we know they're not original.
Carrera.
Yeah.
They're not original, 300 pesos.
See, it was right when the beach just reopened, and I'm like, I'm gonna give the beach some business today. See, you think I'm just miserly and like cheap because I talk some things, but I'm like, I'm gonna eat on the beach, get a little sun, and I'm gonna contribute to one other business. And I really needed some other shades, and I like ones that are not too dark, well, so I could see out of them basically. So I was really looking for something like, well, different than this. But after 2 or 3, the guy was like, you know, me gusta esto. So okay, he likes those. I'm like, all right, whatever. So he's like 500 pesos, and I'm like, 2. I give you 2. I give you 2. And you know, and I said, here, just take the 300. Dios bendigo. Have a good day. God bless you, brother. But surprisingly, once in a while, you know, I get a compliment on him. I guess I look okay. You be
And
the
Bo
judge.
Rakes, shout out to Bo Rakes as well. He has his own channel, so and he has pretty good taste.
And a cigar bar, I think. I haven't been there yet
Has he
since
opened it?
I haven't. He has business hours Monday, Wednesday, Friday, noon to 5. I better get a check for this, Bo. He has business hours Monday through Friday. No, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, noon to 5 p.m. He's around there, and he's been ordering cigars.
Okay.
You know, has some specials. You know that you know he mentions on his own channel.
Okay.
You know, so
Bo
I
is
think he is.
B-E-A-U, and Rakes is R-A-K-E-S?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Sorry, cut you off.
so shout out to him. You know.
Yeah, shout out to Gregory, Russell, Bo Rakes. Gendry is coming on
Shout out to
Wednesday.
you. Shout out to you guys.
Yeah, oh, there we go. Shout out. Who's that? Remind me of Mayor Sosua.
No.
See.
No. I'm
Say Peter Jack.
You're not hearing me curse. You know, there's certain words I never use. And nothing negative.
Let me see. Wallace Fuller, but he never there. Who? Bo Riggs, but he just opened it. So contact him on his channel. Ask him which
Wallace
day he's there.
stopped by and he wasn't there.
I don't know. Wallace, do you live here?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see again.
I meant to get there yesterday. But
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna go
I
down
was
to
tired.
just up to Rico's channel. Apple Mac. All right, Apple Mac, thank you. Just subscribe to your channel.
I appreciate that.
All right, guys, again, shout out your channel. Put your glasses on and tell them who you are.
Rico Toro, R-I-C-O, T-O-R-O, D-R-P-R.
PR. DR stands for Dominican Republic, and PR stands for Puerto Rico. I just want to
One more of those for her. Her thing.
Thank you, thumbs up. If you guys like this video, please thumbs up and let Rico know too that you love his video here. And hey, when you see him on the street, make sure you shout at him because he's not that person that you're gonna be bothering. Of course, when he's on the street, he is always busy. Always busy. Like he said, he is disciplined, and sometimes I'll see him in Sosua walking by where I'm at, and he'll be like, I'm just on my lunch break, I can only talk for a minute. But we always end up talking for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
He scoots off, and it's always a good vibe. So you guys shout out when you see him on the street, definitely.
Yes.
And, yeah, he's
Please
not.
do.
He's
Just
not,
say what's up.
Yeah,
you know?
he's not hard to miss. He's always on Pedro Placente. Hola, greetings from Toronto. Hey.
Toronto.
Robert Grease in the house, and we also have someone from Belgium, Ganza Perez.
Getting out there in Europe a little bit. All
We
right.
are.
You got a lot of love. You're really global. You're really global, Cerise.
He's
You're like
British.
todo el mundo. Todo el mundo.
Todo el mundo. Oh, look at Wallace Fuller said, Rico Toro. So these guys know your channel, Rico Toro. Rico Toro. PR. So I just, before we end, I just want to ask, why Puerto Rico?
Because, well, Puerto Rico was my first love, and I almost moved there toward the end of 2018. 2018, I moved here 2019. But I didn't really plan properly, and I wasn't seeing the deals on apartments and housing when I visited throughout 2018 to really live there. Food is expensive there.
Okay.
You know, and post Hurricane Maria, I think all the dateable people moved. They moved to Northern America, more northern, stateside. You know, so a lot of the old people stayed, and yes, I'm old too. You know, so but that doesn't mean I want to be with my old folks, you know, in paradise. So
Not old.
so it just became less desirable to like live.
Okay.
You know, but it was my first love. And also, quite honestly, I created my channel not necessarily wanting to be just like a Sosua guy, but as a platform more so for like other things I may know a little something about, just a little bit. You know, I might know a thing or two about more general things, you know, about
Like
you know, just about life, relationships,
Yes.
you know, just
And I think
work,
it's important to
business,
offer
you know.
yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't want to be like pigeonholed into that box necessarily.
Right. And I will say, Rico is a really good stand-up guy. If he says something, his word is his word. You know, always. Even coming to this interview today, he said, Cerise, don't worry. You know I'm going to be there. If I say I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there. And I had no problems at all. You know, worried, is he going to come or whatever. I know Rico is the man of his word. But you agree with that?
Yeah, I don't say maybe a lot when it comes to like doing things. If I know I can't, I'll just tell you today will not work. But if I tell you like this will work, I'm there.
Yep,
There.
and I appreciate that, but he's a really good guy, guys. I want you guys to subscribe to his channel again. Rico,
Toro,
DR.
PR. We didn't practice that. We didn't practice that. That was just like, you know.
That's just real friendship. We know each other now.
Yeah. We just knew there was like 4 words or
That's it.
something, and that's how it ended up.
That's it. But it is, Rico is 4 letters, and then Toro is 4 letters, DR and PR, each 2 letters each. I like that little one there. Alright, so you guys make sure you check out his videos. If you guys have any video suggestions for him, he's there, he's on the street, he knows a lot of people, he knows a lot of Dominican culture, a lot of Spanish. And I really have to say, I'm so honored to have Rico on my channel today. Thank you.
I'm having a blast just being here. You know, I'm out of Sosua for a little bit. I'm seeing it's raining, but I'm still seeing palm trees. The beach is over there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm enjoying my usual drink.
You saw Frank when you showed up?
You know, so
Mateo?
yeah, so.
Yeah. Oh, Gary. And
Oh yeah, okay. We'll leave you over the máscaras.
we just have to have the same mascara. Here we go. I saw him on the internet, on Facebook. We're Facebook friends. And I said to him, bring that mask. Here we go. We both love that. Oh, I don't have my sunglasses with me.
I just robbed a bank. Wait a minute, he's Dominican. He got glasses and the flag.
The YouTube channel is Rico Toro PR. But don't forget the DR. Folks, don't forget the DR. I was just listening to Rico's video on the DR versus PR. Oh, nice.
Not my best work, but thank you.
Alright. Al, ¿cómo estás, sir? Sweetie, hello, Al. El mate at the house. All right, guys. Okay, Rico.
Que lo que?
Who is that? Shamir. Oh, Shamir? Aquí? Shamir? ¿Tú hablas con él aquí? I want to turn around and show Shamir. Shamir.
Samir.
Samir. You just said hello, I'm there.
He's my son that I never had.
Oh, he's your son. I thought you said he was her son.
No, he's my
Right.
son I never had. He was learning Sosua shortly after I moved here because he's not Dominican.
He's not. Oh, he's Venezuelan.
So,
Venezuelan?
so great dude, great family. I met the family. We hung at the beach, family day
Oh, nice.
with his family.
How long has he been here for?
I don't know, 6 months more or less.
¿Qué tiempo tú tienes aquí? 1 year?
Pero
Buen año.
Santo Domingo primero,
Sí,
¿sí?
Santo Domingo, después
Aquí. ¿Y aquí?
la mitad de un año.
6
Sí,
meses.
6 meses.
¿Seis meses?
He didn't know where Pedro Clasante was the first day I hopped on his moto.
Oh, he was a motor control driver as soon as he got here?
Yeah.
Good for you.
And I had to give him directions like the first time too, but been loyal, been good to me.
Wow.
You know, like I say, I know the
Nice.
family. There's a well-traveled American guy that spends half the time here, half the time in Colombia. Young guy, seasoned. He has a Tennessee accent, but speaks fluent Spanish. The guy I'm talking about.
Wow.
He's met his mother. He's met the whole family
Oh,
long
nice.
before me, so he co-signed on the family too. So
Oh, nice. Yeah.
see,
you look-
that's part of that
Super buen
that's part of that
hombre.
like connection. You know, one of the guys that don't charge me for transportation because I teach him some things in the gym.
Nice.
You know,
Okay, he has nice
So
muscles.
like I say, it's all about give and take. You know.
Hey.
Mucho,
I like
mucho
that.
gym with Rico.
Oh,
Good.
hey.
Good.
Okay, he says he does a lot of weights with Rico, so that's good. See, guys, when you come here, make sure you always give back. A lot of people, they come here, a lot of gringos I've noticed, and gringos, foreigners, when they come here, they complain. They complain about, oh, I had to do this, or I had to give that. You don't have to do anything, but from the kindness of your heart, you should think about it. That's
Yeah,
all.
you
But
gotta-
you don't have to give a lot.
A lot has to do with how you represent yourself, though. I mean, I've done videos for that, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but
Right.
a lot of you know, you just have to have realistic expectations. You know, something simple.
Right.
And this goes back to probably what you're enjoying. All right, we're going to switch back to Latin
What I
affection
enjoy.
for a
Oh,
minute.
yeah.
Because
Oh, I
so
love it.
so if I got my feet up, and my warm plate is being brought to me, right? And my drinks are being brought to me, right? Well, you know, is there any problem? You know, should I be up already? Is there any problem for me to, like, in return, say, do you need something? Let me bring you a cold drink.
Absolutely.
You know, but some guys, once they put their feet up and they're giving that good service, Latin affection and attention,
Yeah.
some guys are like just mad greasy about it. You know, they're like, I got money. She showers before business. I don't need to shower. She's expected to just bring me everything, and you know, I should just be able to sit back or whatever. But so, like I say, I'm not. So, like I say, it's just that you know, consideration and just, you know, like I say, there's some give and take. You know,
There is.
you know.
Just that Latin affection.
I'm Pamela Harris.
Where are you from, Tamala?
Pamela,
Pamela.
Georgia.
Georgia. Okay. All right.
And where you from?
You're in a lot better place than Georgia right now.
Don't you know I know?
Even
Don't you know I know?
yeah.
Don't you know what?
Well, even before COVID, but especially
But now.
with COVID now, yeah. I had like a friend or two in the last week from Atlanta down here, and I was stressed out just like thinking about it. the way they were taught. So
Wow.
yeah,
It's
good.
crazy.
So, you guys, there is a storm coming in. I just want to turn this around. Look at that. Yep.
Walk out there now.
Look at that storm coming in, and there's supposed to be a hurricane. Oh, we did go up the air, but then we resumed it somehow. I don't know how.
Well, welcome to DR.
Oh no, that's okay.
The internet comes, it goes. Yeah, we really got to, whatever.
Whoa.
Well, whatever's moving north right now is like here on the way up. Yeah.
As you can see, my head is
Well,
blowing.
a military friend of mine is in Puerto Rico right now. And yesterday, I accidentally called him. and
You accidentally called.
well, yeah, somebody with a similar name that I was trying to call. So he was telling me about the storm coming in. Yeah, I guess we'll see it.
But there's nothing.
Yeah,
It's
so,
getting kind of rough right now anyway, guys.
so thank you guys for showing some love. Cerise Fairfax, Rico Toro, DRPR. Hit some likes, hit some subscribes.
That's it, guys.
Have a blessed
Love you.
weekend.
Take
Ciao.
care, everyone.